Welcome back to my writer's room, everyone. I'm Matt Wallace, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to come hang out with me here in my lonely little writerly sanctum. Me not being naked on the vlog is brought to you by our t-shirt of the day, which, as you can see, is OG Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, I should say. I have several Super Mario Brothers t-shirts that you will see rotated throughout the vlog here because I love Super Mario Brothers. I still love Super Mario Brothers. So you made it! It is Monday. You've rebooted. You've got a chance to do it all over again. We all have a chance to do it better than we did last week. Which, considering how last week ended, shouldn't be that difficult. As long as a bunch of people don't get shot to death, it'll be better. I mean, a bunch of people are still going to get shot to death somewhere. That's always going to happen because we're shitty people. Human beings are shitty people. But yeah, I actually had mostly 90% there was a really good weekend. I want to talk about the weekend. Not in the way you probably think I want to talk about it. I ranted a lot the past few days. I'm very tired. I want to talk about the weekend that I had, and eventually a point will emerge. And along the way, there'll be some pointless anecdotes that I hope you find entertaining. But there will be a point. But this was the first weekend in a very long time that my wife and I actually got to relax together with each other alone. It was like a really big deal. Just between planning a wedding and selling a house and planning a move and moving and renovating a house and getting married. It just felt like every weekend this whole year was just a shit show of obligation and torment. I'm happy we did all of it. I'm not complaining about having to do the work. I love being married. I love our new home. It's all worth it, but it's just like, you need a break, man. Everybody needs a break. So that finally happened. The clouds parted. We had a weekend where we kind of got to just chill out and enjoy each other and talk. And on Friday, I got a new mystery box that I had ordered from Don't Eat the Gum, this indie company run by this one guy. And it's one of the coolest, most unique boxes I've ever seen on the internet. So I got that. We shot an unboxing video for it, which I posted earlier. You can go check it out on this channel. Please do. And I shot it with Nikki. She was like off frame for this one, but like we still kind of did it together. It was the first video I'd done where she was there while I was shooting it. We had a lot of fun with that. We went and had dinner with her grandmother, who's amazing. She's 95 years old. She's this tiny little Polish woman, and she's a complete badass. Still lives alone, still takes care of her own house, and she still makes us dinner every Friday when she's able. She makes the best tuna salad in the whole world, and nobody understands why. It's really simple, but she just has this intangible grandma magic. So had dinner, hung out with her, and then we decided, kind of on the spur of the moment, Nikki and I, we decided, screw it, let's go see Thor. We weren't planning on doing it because we don't plan things on the weekends lately. But we decided to go to a late night showing of the new Thor movie at the AMC Dine-In near us. Which, if you've never been to a dine-in theater, it's like it's the joint, man. It's the bomb. They have the big leather recliners, and if you go to the full service theater, the recliners are even bigger. You like have your own module almost, and there's a button you can press, and waiters come and they bring you food and booze, and it's the best. It's the only reason to still go to a movie theater, in my opinion. I never want to go back to the regular, crappy, tiny seat, huge, annoying crowd, shitty service theater. And we enjoy that very much. And Thor was fantastic, we thought. I dug the hell out of it. It's just as good as everyone is saying it is. Tessa Thompson is a revelation. Really, really liked it. It was just a good time, man. They knew what they were trying to do. They told a fun story that was still compelling while being totally absurd and just hilarious. I really liked it. So did Nikki. Had a good time. The only thing was, as soon as we got to the theater and sat down, we were like assaulted by this mystery stench. And Nikki couldn't place it, but it immediately reminded me, like, if you came from a house where they did where your folks got the artificial bacon bits, the fake bacon bits, like for salads and baked potatoes and shit like that. It smelled exactly like that, which is not a pleasant odor, but way stronger. Like someone had bathed in cologne made of artificial pork. And we couldn't tell where it was coming from or what it was. So we we ordered some drinks, and we ordered a new app sampler that they have, a sampler, like a poo-poo platter of appetizers. It had like brisket fries and pretzel bites and like these dry rub chicken wings. And as soon as they brought this thing and put it down in front, because you can eat, they have like trays attached to the recliners you can eat in the theater, like it's a full dining experience. As soon as they put the thing in front of us, we knew what the stench was. It was those chicken wings. They were covered in this disgusting dry rub, and as soon as you picked it up, it like fell all over you. And we took one bite each, and we couldn't do it. They were disgusting. The taste was even worse than the smell. So whatever, we eschewed the wings, we ate the rest of the stuff, we watched the movie, we had a good time. When we got home, we realized the stench had followed us. The artificial pork stench, like a vengeful spirit. Like we'd murdered someone and their soul, it was following us home. It was still clean to our clothes. Like we had to take our clothes off and put them in the laundry. And then we realized that didn't do the trick. Like it had actually seeped into our skin. And not just our hands, which you could understand because we touched them, but like it was all over us. It made no sense. It was actually a little scary. So and I just washed all the bedding. I'm like, we're not stinking up our bed with this. We actually had to take showers to get rid. I wash our hands and then take in separate showers to get rid of the stench of these chicken wings. And then in the morning, we got in her car to go do, whatever, and it was still there. It was in the car waiting for us. I tweeted at AMZ. I'm asking them, is this like some kind of curse? And if so, how long do we have? I just want to know. It was the most inexplicable, weirdest thing. It wasn't indestructible, thank Christ. Like we got rid of it. But it was a very strange thing that happened. We couldn't escape the smell of these chicken wings. But had a good time doing that. Sunday, we went out and did some errands, which I didn't mind because we were together and we were alone. It was chill. We went and changed the oil in Nikki's car. And we went and got her new tires because her tires were worn. And we're sitting in the tire place, and I'm just, I'm following along with the World Fantasy Awards, which happened on Sunday because I knew a lot of people who were nominated, and I'm in the field. And I'm following along with that on Twitter. And congratulations, by the way, to everybody out there who was nominated and who took home an award. Good for you. But I'm following that along, and that's when we heard the news from Texas about the church shooting, which, it's horrible. It's horrible every time it happens, all the time that it happens, repeatedly. And, I ranted on Twitter yesterday like I always fucking do, and you get into it about how more guns are not the solution to the problem, and how all these fucking guys who do this have domestic violence records, and we should probably start taking that seriously. All the things you go through when this stuff happens. And it was just it really fucked up the day, as it should. We should not become numb to these things. In a rational society, a bunch of people getting gunned down in a church would stop everything, and we would focus on that until we fixed it. But there are too many people, and we don't care, and we don't live in a rational society. So I was feeling really fucked up about that. And then we got home that evening on Sunday, and Nikki decided, spur of the moment, she decided, I want to make a recipe. She's been really obsessed with these YouTube videos done by this elderly Italian gentleman who is brilliant and adorable and amazing, named Pasquale. I'm blanking on his last name. On Twitter, I think it's Orscara Recipes. I'll get the link and I'll put it in the show notes. I love the videos. He makes Italian dishes and dances around in the kitchen with his wife and is hilarious. And he grows his own peppers, and they're called Oh Yeah Baby peppers. And he's fantastic. But anyway, Nikki decided, she'd been watching these videos, I want to make Pasquale's carbonara tonight for dinner from scratch. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm not one to argue with a home-cooked meal, especially when I don't have to cook it. So we went to the store, we got all the stuff. Nikki, in a turn of events, because I usually do the cooking for dinner, because I'm here, so I cook dinner for her when she gets home from the office. So I was her sous chef, and I grated cheese, and we put on the soundtrack from the movie Chef, which is amazing, and we're cooking food and listening to music, and we're dancing around the kitchen, and we're having a really good time. And it just kind of struck me, like, I kind of understand now why Nero played the fiddle while Rome burned. I'm not sure it was nihilism and decadence and arrogance and him just not giving a shit. I think that's a survival instinct of a different nature. I think when the entire world outside is on fire, it's in our nature and healthy to seek a place where we can play the fiddle, or in our case, cook carbonara that we saw on YouTube and listen to Cuban music and dance. and it made things better. It was just a nice moment. It's one of those life reaffirming moments when you realize you're inundated with so much shitty news these days, and there's so much going wrong, and legitimately things that affect us. It's not like stuff we should be ignoring. It's out there. Like we were laying in bed last night, Nikki and I, she was pouring through Trump's, cut tax massacre that he's trying to enact, like trying to figure out how as homeowners it's going to fuck us over. Like it's real shit that we have to deal with. But even amidst all of that, it's not everything. And you still have to find those life reaffirming moments that remind you that there are places where it's okay. And there should be places where it's okay. Like I said, we should not care about that stuff. We shouldn't become numb to it. But you also need to take in the serenity now and then and just reaffirm everything. So that was nice. That's kind of the point that I wanted to arrive at. After everything that had happened, just finding that moment was a very cool thing that I appreciated very much. A lot going on this week. It's a big week for me. I'm working on so many projects. I'm having trouble keeping them straight. I might actually be re-entering the pro wrestling business in a capacity I can't talk about right now. But big things are going on. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you more about that in the future. I'm working on that middle grade novel that I've been talking about on the vlog. My author goal for 2018, I have many goals in many capacities, but my author goal is to sell 3 books. I want to sell 3 books at least in 2018. One's in the can and out there and ready to go. The other is the middle grade novel I'm finishing now, which I'm going to have done by the 1st. And then because if I have that done by the 1st, which I will, there's absolutely no reason. I don't know what the next book is going to be yet, honestly. I'm still figuring it out. But there's no reason that I can't write and sell another novel in 2018 on top of those, at least. So my goal for 2018 as an author is 3 new book sales. So I can pay for some of the shit we need to still do around here. We haven't even touched the outside of the house yet, and that's a whole thing. And I'd also Nikki and I would like to plan a vacation that we go on ourselves. We realized this year we have not had a single trip where we were by ourselves and just able to be and enjoy life. There wasn't a single one of those. So in 2018, we want to make it a point to go on a trip where we're by ourselves and we get to just relax. So there's that. My goal with this channel, as I've mentioned before, is I want to have my first 1,000 subscribers by the 1st of the year. That's what I'm shooting to do. I don't have ridiculous, massive ambitions for this. I just want to turn this into a cool project that I do where I'm able to talk to you guys about what's going on. I'd like it to become something that's worth doing. So yeah, 1,000 subscribers by the 1st. Thank you for how far you've gotten me already and your continued support and subscribing and sharing and commenting, all that stuff. Please keep doing that. The last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll let you go. Tomorrow, I have a new book coming out. It's a release day for me. It's Gluttony Bay. It's the penultimate book, the second to the last book in my Sin du Jour series. It's the 6th book. The 7th and final comes out next year, but this is the penultimate one. It's actually my favorite book in the series, and I say that having already written the finale. And I love the finale, and I love the whole series, but Gluttony Bay, it holds a special place for me. I think some of my best writing is in that. I wanted to show you the book, but I haven't gotten my comps yet. I haven't gotten my complimentary copies yet. I do have ARCs. Shit, I didn't think about that. I do have ARCs. I'm not going to go get them now because I would have to edit, and I refuse to edit this video. This is the second time I'm shooting it. Nikki called and interrupted the recording the first time, but I refuse to edit these videos on principle, and I don't even know why. I will show you the book tomorrow. I will show you an ARC tomorrow on release day, but that's what's happening. Tomorrow, that's coming out. If you're a fan of the Sin du Jour series, you're a reader, I hope you've pre-ordered it, and you're going to be reading it tomorrow. If you're a reader of the series and you haven't gotten it, I hope you will order it. If you have not checked out the series yet at all, my Sin du Jour series, my urban fantasy series of foodie, funny, dark, action-packed, monsters and magic, New York restaurant scene kind of mashup books, I hope you'll go do that. The first one's called Envy of Angels. There'll be a link in the description to that as well. But yeah, so tomorrow is book launch day, and I'll try to think of something cool to do on the vlog tomorrow for that. I've gone on way too long, like I always do, but welcome to a new week. It's a new opportunity. Go out and make the most of it, folks. Just do your best. It's all any of us can do, but try. Don't give in. Just try. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, and it won't be bright and early tomorrow morning, but I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Matt Wallace. Again, thanks for coming to hang out in my writer's room, and I'll talk at you again soon.